Alright, this is my update video regarding the challenge request sent to Burcol some time back. I've sent another one to him with another creative idea of mine using or applied in specific races. Thus, to precursor future matches, not against Burcol since his trifling ass isn't noticing any of my ideas or ideology for this game. I'm taking the liberty now to create some added characters outside of my general female human, female Saiyan, and my downplayed third character that is to be the female Majin, not yet complete. So, Burcol has yet to respond to my one-on-one panel theme. I've made up my mind on my next move and the next step in my online endeavors and my operations here in the Xenoverse 2 community. I respect him for his overwhelming contribution to Dragon Ball Xenoverse's community in his own right alongside a lot of other big names in the YouTube scene for this community. But I feel he honestly doesn't pay attention to a lot of his supporting audience to embrace varied ideas for continued growth of his channel or for the expansion of this community's continued interest for delving of a pastime. He hasn't done shit for me as far as I'm concerned, so I'm not putting forth any more ideas to him if it's just going to be ignored as a bad idea, or else ignored all in all like the dozens of other drone ideas on his YouTube community board that are also ignored. I would rather continue to take the gamble here and just pitching my own idea to a deaf audience myself so it comes directly from my mouth as my sought intentions in my image, rather than from someone more important than me in this community who can change the aspects of that idea to publicize it more, or just potentially steal my idea altogether if it potentially buds or suddenly just buds in a favorable direction. I don't mean to think ill will of other YouTubers, but it's always first come, first serve, and it's very easy for someone to try and casually steal an idea and pass it off as their own. So, I decided that I'm going to create my own competition on Xenoverse 2 in the way of a themed tournament. I'm hoping to compose a private tournament with friends, and friends of those most likely or whomever is interested to be a part of it, for something new. This is a live stream event I'm creating as I'm hopeful to feature a number of players either from Burcol's community listings that were ignored or disregarded, or else the DBZ players wanting to be here or wanting to do something that are personally from my friends lists. I have it as an open invitation, so long as everybody tries to abide by the rules respectfully and has a sense of common decency for your fellow gamer. I went on ahead and attached the link here on my own community board, as dead as it may be, on my YouTube channel. I did this through my sister link of TAC Productions Incorporated and laid it all out here as follows that can be read accordingly on my page as I'm going to get ready to also sit here and read respectively as well. So, as follows, I have a total of 8 rules that I've created. 7 technically, 8 is still a little iffy right now because I need to try and do a little bit of research to figure out how many type of parrying attacks that there are that I need to try and exclude or exempt from this general competition, but I'll get there when I get there. So, rule number 1. This is to be a 16-player contest maximum, hopefully. I want it to be 16 players, that way I can also try to appease the 16-player limit in parties to see just how that could work and see if there could be some type of set coordination that can happen. That way we can have as many matches that can happen in one sitting and everybody can generally coexist or meet each other and all that shit. 2, this is to be a best 3 out of 5 victories. Custom characters only, and said characters must run builds with Kaioken as the sole ability choice. Kaioken Assault is also a set attack skill that does need to be incorporated as mandatory. It doesn't really matter the build template or the outline so long as Kaioken itself is your ability to expand off of, and it does incorporate at least one Kaioken based attack in your assessment. Again, one Kaioken attack in your pool, and Kaioken is the ability of choice. So you can run hybrids, but Kaioken has to be the ability choice. You can't do Super Saiyan as the ability or Super Change or Super Namek or whatever it is. That would be any other change that would deviate from traditional Kaioken incorporation. It's the point of the whole combat theme. Rule 3. Use of any in-game character and not a customs character results in DQ. 4. the Majin race is allowed. I was debating whether or not to allow them because Majins have stats that can focus on stamina, especially the female Majin design, but I decided I wasn't going to exclude anybody or have any preferences until a better set pro and con can be seen or explained or better laid out. Rule 5, each bracket is prepared at random. There isn't any way to spectate that I know of, so there's going to be a designated referee that'll be given to each matching in order to oversee the completion, which again respectfully plays into the trying to see if I can push the party maximum but not have everybody overtalk each other or respectfully talk when they're able to talk with the purpose. Point 6, no item use. Any seen or detected use of items will result in an immediate disqualification. I'm going to naturally probably have the private settings to one-on-one, so that way it's going to be with limitations, so there is obviously going to be no item use. So I would still oversee it under those pretenses, that way it's a win-win-win. And rule number 7, if players or participants wish to advertise their YouTube, you are permitted to do so. I ask to please comment your YouTube links in the comments section of the live stream, or else in the comments section after the stream is finished, or just somewhere on my page or on the respective video that correlates to this content or this topic. That way it doesn't add any clutter and it doesn't cause spam, or there is no spamming. You can just take your time and just be respectful, be mindful. Don't push your idea, it'll come when it comes. And the last one is pairing attacks that are to be barred from use in this as well. And I listed examples such as the Godbreaker parry attack. I'm going to include more details that will be added regarding other parrying attacks that I didn't mention or that I didn't think of at the time. I'm going to mention that way it avoids loopholes in my tournament and it doesn't cause any natural design errors. This is all that there is for right now. I want everybody to take a second in order to sit there, read it, see how it all sounds and all that crap, and then get back to me when you can, or leave a comment below on what you think needs to be added to it. I think that'll do it right now for the finishing point on my layers for this. Any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below as always. Y'all have a good one, and as always, till all are one.